In The Legend of Korra, 70 years has passed since the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the world has changed quite a bit in that time. The advances in technology and bending techniques brought by the war led to new discoveries and fundamentally transformed how societies work. So let's take a look at how exactly things have changed. I'm Greg Elliott with Screen Rant, and here's how The Legend of Korra's world is different from The Last Airbender's.
Avatar Aang and Fire Lord Zuko transformed the Fire Nation colonies into the United Republic of Nations, where benders and non-benders could live and thrive together.
During the 100-Year War, the Fire Nation established dozens of colonies on Earth Kingdom's territory and used them to help their war effort. But after Fire Lord Ozai was defeated, Aang and Zuko dismantled the Fire Nation colonies in the Earth Kingdom and founded the United Republic of Nations in its place. The United Republic is governed by a coalition of members from all 4 nations, and its capital, Republic City, is one of the largest and most modern cities in the world, with millions of people living there. But big fancy cities have their own problems too. No longer kept apart by the war, people from all over came to them looking for jobs and opportunities, and while this did result in lots of new technologies and advancements, it also led to more crime and inequality. By the time Korra gets to Republic City, gangs and poverty are rampant, and many jobs that were previously given to benders became automated, creating some serious unemployment issues. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, some characters learned other bending techniques outside of the main 4. Katara learned blood bending, Toph invented metal bending, and Aang learned how to energy bend, and 70 years later, these have become much more widespread, especially metal bending, which Toph started teaching to other people after the war, and she eventually founded the metal bending police force of Republic City. And before The Legend of Korra, a lot of transportation often depended on benders to work, like Fire Nation's air balloons, Earth Kingdom's trains, waterbenders' ships and subs, and air nomads' gliders. But by the end of the 100-Year War, they figured out how to do things like use steam to power trains, and these advances eventually led to more new inventions like cars, radio, cameras, mecha tanks, and the telephone.
Are you tired of living under the tyranny of benders? Then join the Equalists!
But with these new technologies and automation, a lot of benders lost their only way to make a living, falling into poverty and turning to crime to get by. These bender gangs harassed and robbed non-benders all over the city, which led to the creation of the anti-bender movement, and thanks to advanced weapons and chi blocking, non-benders were able to fight back if they needed to.
You wouldn't dare attack a queen!
I don't believe in queens.
After Earth King Kui passed away, his daughter Hu Ting became the Earth Queen, and she didn't particularly like that the Avatar created the United Republic of Nations instead of giving back what she saw as Earth Kingdom's rightful territories. She ruled with an iron fist and used the Dai Li to round up dissidents, and the rumor goes that she actually ate her dad's pet bear Bosco. So, with someone like that on the throne, it's no wonder that there was so much unrest in the Earth Kingdom in The Legend of Korra.
I've decided to go to the South Pole. It's time we helped rebuild our sister tribe.
The Southern Water Tribe didn't fare too well during the 100-Year War, and in the sequel comic North and South, we learn that after the war, Master Pakku and a small group of Northern Water Tribe members started the Southern Reconstruction project to help rebuild their sister tribe. But a lot of the Southerners considered the Northerners cowards for avoiding the war, and while the project did help the South, the Norse power and control over it grew, leading to a lot of disagreements between them. And lastly, without the constant threat of war, sports and entertainment could finally grow and thrive. Pro-bending became a sport, and movers became a thing, which are kind of similar to silent movies from the early 20s. So, as you can see, a lot changed in just 70 years, and we're sure that if there's ever a follow-up to The Legend of Korra, even more things will have changed from there. So, make sure to keep coming back to Screen Rant to stay up to speed on all things Avatar. I'm Greg Elliott, thanks for watching, and stay away from cactus juice.